Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS FANS. Let's get to the news now, Falcons fans, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you is truly intriguing and could reshape our division and even the entire AFC landscape. We're talking about potential blockbuster trades involving two players who are currently linked to the Atlanta Falcons, Kyle Pitts and Kirk Cousins. And yes, I know what you might be thinking. Are these rumors real? Could they actually happen? Well, the NFL offseason is always full of surprises, and the chatter about these two athletes has been gaining momentum for months now. So, let's dig into this, analyze what could be a game-changing move and what it might mean for our beloved Falcons. First, let's talk about Kirk Cousins, the veteran quarterback who's been a staple in the league for years, currently playing for the Minnesota Vikings. But now, there's speculation that Cousins might find himself on a new team, potentially in the AFC. The New York Jets are one of the teams that have been most prominently linked to Cousins in recent trade discussions. It's interesting because the Jets are in a bit of a quarterback transition right now. They moved on from Aaron Rodgers, who had an incredible career, but now they're leaning on young talents like Justin Fields, who's still proving himself as a full-time starter in this league. The Jets' current quarterback situation is a bit uncertain. Tyrod Taylor has some experience and can be a solid backup, but they're clearly looking for a more established veteran presence to lead their offense in 2025. And that's where Kirk Cousins could step in. He's a proven passer, with a career that boasts impressive stats and consistent production. His ability to read defenses, his pocket presence, and his leadership are all qualities that teams like the Jets would highly value. But there's a catch: Cousins is on a hefty contract, around $180 million, and acquiring him would require the Jets to give up some valuable draft picks, perhaps a couple of future first-rounders or a high-round pick along with a player or two. Now, imagine this scenario. Cousins in a Jets uniform, leading an offense with young, explosive weapons like Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, and a promising offensive line. The Jets could become a serious contender in the AFC if they add Cousins to the mix, especially with their defense already being formidable. It's a move that could make them immediate playoff contenders, and for Cousins, it's an opportunity to finally reach the postseason more consistently and perhaps even compete for a Super Bowl. But remember, this isn't just about the Jets. Cousins has been linked to other AFC teams as well, and the NFL trade market is always unpredictable. The bottom line is that, more than likely, he will stay in the NFC or could even stay with the Vikings if a suitable deal doesn't materialize. But the possibility remains that Cousins could be wearing different colors come the start of the season, and for Falcons fans, this could mean a division rival losing a key piece or getting a significant upgrade. Switching gears now and talking about Kyle Pitts. Pitts, the young, talented tight end who burst onto the scene with all the promise you could hope for. Pitts was drafted in 2021 and had a stellar rookie year, showing flashes of being one of the most dynamic offensive weapons in the league. But since then, injuries, inconsistent quarterback play, and high expectations have somewhat slowed his development. Now, as he heads into his fifth NFL season, the question is, will Pitts fulfill his immense potential or could he be on the move? The NFL rumors have linked Pitts to a few teams, but one team stands out as a very real possibility: the Kansas City Chiefs. Why the Chiefs? Well, Travis Kelce is a future Hall of Famer, and everyone knows his time is limited. Kelce has been the anchor of their offense for years, but eventually, the Chiefs will need to find that next tight end to step in and carry the torch. Pitts, with his size, athleticism, and playmaking ability, could be that guy. Imagine Pitts learning under Kelce, soaking up knowledge, and then stepping into a role that could see him put up big numbers with Patrick Mahomes throwing him the ball. It's a perfect fit in many ways. The Chiefs are known for their creative offensive schemes, their ability to develop young talent, and their willingness to take chances on players with high upside. The trade itself might require the Falcons to give up a few draft picks, likely a third-round or higher pick, considering Pitt's potential, and the fact that he's still relatively young and unproven outside of his rookie year. Of course, this trade seems more like a long shot, a bit more far-fetched than Cousins to the Jets. But in the NFL, anything is possible, especially during the offseason when teams are always looking to upgrade their rosters. For the Falcons, trading Pitts could be part of a larger strategy, maybe to acquire picks to rebuild the defense or bring in proven veterans to boost their playoff chances. On the other hand, holding on to Pitts might be the smarter move if they believe he can develop into the star they envisioned when he was drafted. Now, what does all of this mean for us, the Falcons fans? Well, it's clear that the team is in a bit of a transitional phase. We're looking at a roster that's trying to find its identity, and these rumors, whether true or not, highlight how much talent the Falcons have and how much interest there is in players like Pitts. The front office has a lot to consider. Do they hold onto their young star tight end and build around him, or do they explore the trade market to gather more assets and try to accelerate the rebuild? Looking at the current season, the Falcons have a lot of exciting pieces, especially on offense, with players like Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and the emerging Bijan Robinson, who was one of the top rookies last year. The offensive line has shown signs of improvement, and the defense, while still needing work, has some promising young players. But to truly compete in the NFC South and challenge the likes of the Saints, Panthers, and Buccaneers, the Falcons need that extra push, whether it's through internal development or strategic trades. And speaking of the NFC South, it's worth noting that the division is evolving rapidly. The Saints have a solid roster with Derek Carr leading the charge. The Panthers are rebuilding around their young quarterback, and the Buccaneers are in a bit of a rebuild, but could surprise us if their young talent develops quickly. The Falcons, on the other hand, are in a prime position to capitalize on their young core and possibly make a bold move to jump ahead of the pack. The NFC South might be more open than it's been in years, and that's why the potential trades involving Cousins or Pitts could be the difference between a playoff appearance and an early offseason. Now, I want to touch briefly on the broader picture. The NFL trade market is always unpredictable, and teams are constantly weighing their options. The Falcons, with their young core and talented roster, could be in a position to make some bold moves, whether that means trading for a veteran quarterback like Cousins or moving on from a young star like Pitts to acquire draft capital. It's a delicate balance, building for the future while also being competitive now. And don't forget, Atlanta has been making some smart moves lately. The addition of new coaching staff, the development of young players, and the strategic drafting have all pointed to a team that's serious about contending. Whether they decide to go all in with trades or focus on internal growth, one thing is clear: the Falcons are on the rise, and the NFL landscape is watching closely. Now, let's pause here for a second. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Because, folks, the NFL offseason is full of surprises, and the moves made now could define the Falcons' trajectory for years to come. Whether it's a blockbuster trade, a draft pick, or some unexpected roster move, one thing is certain: the Falcons are not standing still. Looking ahead, fans should be excited about what's to come. The team has a solid foundation, a passionate fanbase, and the potential to make waves in the NFC. The offseason rumors might be just that, rumors, but they also reflect the high level of interest in what Atlanta is building. The front office is always looking for ways to improve, and this season could be the one where everything clicks into place. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all of this? Do you believe Kirk Cousins would be the perfect fit for the Jets? Or do you think Pitts should stay in Atlanta and become the superstar we all know he can be? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Atlanta Falcons. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Atlanta Falcons news. We're in this together, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for our team. Thanks for watching, and as always, let's go Falcons!